Tam O Shanter. When chapmen billies leave the street, and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are weird and late, and folk begin to tap the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy, getting fou and unca happy, we think now in the long Scotch miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, or sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brews like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fand honest Tam O Shanter, as he for Ayr ye nicht did canter. All dear, near a tune surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam had thou but been so wise, and ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee weel thou was a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken blellum, that frae November to October, yea, market day thou werena sober. The tilka meddler with the miller, thou sat as long as thou had siller. That every naig was called a shoein, the smith in thee got roaring fooin. That at the Lord's house, evening Sunday, thou drank with Captain Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched wi' warlocks in the muck by Alloway's old haunted Kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how mony counsels sweet, how mony length and sage advices the husband for the wife despises. But to our tale. Yea, market nicht, Tam had get planted Unkerrecht, fast by an angle blazing finely, with reaming swats that drank divinely, and at his elbow Suitor Johnny, his ancient, trusty, drouthy crony. Tam looed him like a fair brother. They had been fou for weeks together. The nicht drave on with songs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with secret favours sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without Mick rear and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man sae happy, e'en dreamt himsel among the nappy. As bees buzz hame wi' lades o' treasure, the minutes winged their way wi' pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills o' life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower, the bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever, or like the borealis race that flit ere you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time nor tide, the hour approaches, Tam mun ride. That hour o' nicht's black Ayrshire the keystane, that dreary hour Tam mounts his beastin', on second nicht he taks the roadin' as ne'er pair sinner was abroadin'. The wind blew as 'twould blaw its last, the rattling showers rose in a blast, the speedy gleams of darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand, the deil had business on his hand. Weel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his skid blue bonnet, whilst crooning our some old Scotch sonnet, whilst lowering loon with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where geese and hoolits nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, or in the snow the chapmen smoored, and past the bucks and Meikle Stane, where drunken Charlie brak snake bane. and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters found the murdered bairn. And near the thorn abin the well, where Mungo's mother hanged hersel. Before him doon pours all his floods. The Dublin storm roars through the woods. The lightnings flash fae pole to pole, near, more near the thunders roll. When glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seemed in a blaze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou can make us scorn? We tippenny, we fear nae evil, we usqua ba, o face the devil. The swat sailed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he cared na deals a bodle. But Maggie stood richt sair astonished, till, by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the licht, and wow, Tam saw an unca sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion Brent knew fae France, but hornpipes, jigs, straspays and reels put life and metal in their heels. At Winnock bunker in the east there sat all Nick, in shape a beast, a toozy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie the music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gart and skill, till roof and rafters a' did diddle. Coffins stood round like open presses, that showed the deed in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slicht, each in his cauld hand held a licht. For which heroic Tam was able to note upon the haly table a murderer's banes and gibbet airms, twa span lang wee uncrescent bairns, a thief new cut it for a rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks wi' blood red rusted, 5 scimitars wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a feather's throat had mangled, whom his ain son no life bereft, the grey hairs yet stuck to the heft. 3 lawyers' tongues tied inside out, with lies seemed like a beggar's clout. 3 priests' hearts, black as muck, they stinking vile in every nook. Wi' mair horrible and awfu', that even to name would be unlawfu'. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious, the piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew, they reeled, they set, they crossed, they clickit, till ilka carlin swat and reekit, and coosed her diddies to the wark, and linketed it in her sack. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, all plump and strapping in their teens, their starts, instead of creasy flannin, been snow-white 1700 linen. Their breeks o' mine, my only pair, the yins were plush o' get blue hair, I want to gin them off my hardies, for ye blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered bedlams, auld and droll, rag-widdy hags with speen a foal, louping and flinging on a cummock, a winner did the turn thy stomach. But Tam kent what was what fu brawly. There was ye winsome wench in Whalley, that nicht enlisted in the corps, lang after Kent on Carrick shore. For mony a beast to deed she showed, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark, o paisley harn, the while a lassie she had worn, in longitude was sairly scanty, it was her best and she was vaunty. Ah, little kent thy reverend granny, that sark she coft for her wee nanny, wi' 2 Scots, 'twas all riches, whatever grace a dance o' witches. But here my muse her wingman cour, sick flicks are far beyond her poor, who's as to sing her nanny lap and flang, a supple jad she was and strang. and whose Tam stood like yin bewitched, as though his very enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged fu fain, and hoached and blew wi' micht and main, till first ye caper sign another, tamped into his reason altogether, and rose out, "Weel done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark. And scarcely had Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees buzz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussy's mortal foes, when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, when catch the thief resounds aloud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, with mony an eldritch screech and hollow. Ah, Tam, thou'lt get thy fairn, in hell they'll roast you like a hern. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate Shin will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy up, Miss Meg, and win the keystane o' the brig, for there at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they darena cross. But ere the keystane she could make, the fainter tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed. She flew at Tam with furious ettle, but little wist she Maggie's mettle. Ye spring broke off her maester hail, and left a hin her ain grey tail. The carlin clocht her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now wha this tale o' truth shall read, help man, and mother's son tuck heed, whene'er to drink ye're inclined, or Cutty Sarks run in your mind. Think, ye may buy the joys our dear. Remember Tam O Shanter's mare.